We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Some of it you gon' like, some of it you gon' like. Tired of hearing fools complaining in barber chairs and beauty shops.
This is Truf Bros TV.
Even though that toy Ranger Rashal was the one to
Damn, dude must like.
If you're not watching the Truf Brothers,
Then the truth ain't in.
This is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
Truf Brothers TV. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Truf Brothers. I'm Ray.
And I'm Devon.
We're the Truf Brothers. Welcome, everybody. While y'all getting y'all seats, everybody give us your customary check-ins. Let us know you okay and ready to get this show rolling. It's gonna be a nice show. We're gonna have a good discussion, and it ain't gonna be as clip intensive as it has been with Will and Jada. Will and Jada is not coming up in this conversation at all this week.
Yeah, I don't see how they could. This is interracial, not a bunch of BS. What's going on, Jacqueline, Kim? How you doing?
Sydney, what's going on?
Yeah, looking at all the names of the people coming in to kick it with them Truf Brothers tonight. Appreciate y'all.
How you doing, sir?
Tired, man. Hey, Sydney.
Oh, like the baby Sydney.
Yeah.
Ann in the hey, how you doing, sister?
Hey, how you doing, girl?
I hope everything has been good on your side of the house, sister.
What's going on, Chris?
All right.
In my toes. Yeah, y'all getting in there now. That's what we like to see. Nah, man, just tired, bro. Just been a long day. Work. Got done with that, then ended up just having this headache. Frederick Douglas. Good evening.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on,
That's
man?
what I love seeing names that we don't normally see when we get the party started.
Joe, what's good?
Joe,
bro?
what's going on, man?
Yes, sir. Glad everybody chimed in, man. We like to see this, man. Keep everybody coming in.
We good now that you're here.
Getting better slowly and surely. That's right, Shar. You
That's
go
right.
ahead and we glad you make it through.
Thank you, sir. See, he's bringing friends. That's what I'm talking about, man. Thank you, guys. Our ratings came in again, and we are exploding, and it's all due to you guys. Thank you guys very much. I mean, we are really, really blowing up. So we ask you to just, man, keep that energy. Again, share it with 3 friends. Give it to 2 who you think gonna like this craziness, and give it to 1 person who need this craziness. Exactly. And we really thank y'all. We are really, really, really picking up a lot of steam, man, and it's all due to you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Bro said it best, man. I couldn't say it any better myself. It's a lot of work, and it takes a lot to get this thing done. So definitely want to just say, man, appreciate y'all and everybody that's hanging in with us, man, making sure we doing what we supposed to do. Y'all keep us on our toes, and thanks, Kim. Y'all keeping us on our toes and making us you giving us better. Actually, man, it was in the Speak the Truth today. I posted something, and they was like, man, y'all should turn that into a topic. So it's cool that that y'all are actually becoming invested into what we doing. But we got a lot of big things still coming up. We just getting a lot of stuff together. But man, y'all are here for this ride, man.
Like Chris, I said, a Chi-Town brothers, man. We real as they come, man.
Yeah, and like we said, man, if y'all like bro said, man, everything we doing is because of y'all. Like we can't do none of this. This show can't be because of y'all. None of this happens without y'all. So again, gratitude and appreciation, because I know a lot of stuff me and bro say piss a lot of people off, but Oh man, 79.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, you on the 9.
Yes, sir.
He's on the 9. Oh man, watch them shots, bro. Yeah, watch them shots. But yeah, everything cool with me. What's going on in your world, man?
Man, all I can do is I am really been very, very humble this week, man. All the stars are lining up. And between what's going on with the show and what's going on career-wise, man, all the stars are lining up right now, man. And I'm really just this whole week, man, I've just been breathlessly humbled at how well everything is going, man. Just a lot of stuff is just hitting on all cylinders, and it's nice. And I ain't said this word in a long time, but right now, man, I'm happy.
That's what's up, man.
I'm happy.
That's
and I do not throw that damn word around a lot.
That's what's up. I'm just listening, watching it. My bad, but I'm watching the people check in.
Yeah.
To hey, what's up, Tabby? What's going on?
Hey.
Man? But just watching everybody just check in with us, man, and from all of the states and all palaces and everywhere, man. It's cool, man. We had New York, Mississippi, man, just cool beans, man. Got I forgot what Chris say was at. What Chris in Cali or something? Cali, LA.
Chris is LA.
Man, we checking from both coasts all the way around, man. So again, man, gratitude to everybody. Sydney's in St. Louis. Yeah, there you go. Y'all rep y'all state, city, and state, man, so we can shout that out too. Yeah, we in Missouri, man. We there. That's what's up, man. Gratitude. So, man, y'all making us feel like, you know, maybe we can pull this thing off in July, man. Maybe we just might be able to pull this premiere thing off. So
maybe so. 79th and Halsted, brother, holler at us, man. We're going to be trying to put together a movie premiere. Tell me if you be down for something like that.
Yeah, Oklahoma. All right.
Okay.
That's of course from the Shy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But Yvonne, I'll be God. No,
She'll be coming on in a minute.
Yo, I totally love it.
And now it's a party. Divas in the house.
We missing one more. I'm waiting on old Cee Cee to climb.
Cutting it close up.
It's gonna be a problem for real. But no, while we doing this again, like we said, man, thank you to everybody, man. We appreciate all this. But while we giving out our thanks, man, we actually got to get ready to jump into our topic for the night. Where you at? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Where's Cee Cee at?
Yeah,
we got to show love within the family.
Cee Cee coming. Bill Clinton, Mississippi.
There it is.
Where they get it in.
But no, man, we was to get back to the joint, my bad, but we was piggybacking off of something that we heard, one of the shows that I think Tony had did, and then Cee Cee came behind and did as well, where
I'd say Cee Cee was first because Tony was last week.
True, you're absolutely right. So I think when Cee Cee did her show, she did the one about kind of dating outside of your race, and that I forgot Texas is out here too. Man, bro, we finna check off a bunch of states on the top.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna be international soon too. I'm telling you, if you go to our fan page, they are repping all over the globe, man. It is nice, man. We're picking up about 400 likes a day, man. It's really nice.
You know, Vegas, of course. But yeah, so yeah, I know Yvonne's down there in Texas too, man. So appreciate that.
Killing it, Texas.
Where the ropes is a little tighter down there. Nah, but yeah, another LA. Oh, I know you was in LA, Jacqueline. Okay.
Yeah, I knew she was in LA, and we be seeing you blowing on that horn, girl. We be seeing you blowing on that horn.
I got a request for a Jackson 5 record. I need to hear that. I need some I Want You Back.
Yeah, but yeah, they did two shows and they got into interracial dating, and Saturday's show really was phenomenal, and it got real. It never got heated. It got real. So just as a stipulation for this show, we're gonna get real. We're gonna have candid conversations, but it's never heated. It's never personal. We
Right.
gonna we just gonna kick it around a little bit and hash this topic out a little bit, because we was told to kind of pick up the ball and pick it up after Saturday. We was like, okay, bet. So here we
Right.
go picking it up, and we're gonna get into the interracial dating. Let's clear something up real quick. If you meet somebody and him or her make they pitch and you fall in love with them, they fall in love with you, I'm gonna tell you something. Love don't know no color. Love knows no color. If they do it for you, more power to you. You be happy. It is not about that. So what we're going to be talking about has nothing to do with someone who fell in love with a white person or someone who fell in love with an Asian person. If your personal relationship, that's where you at, more power to you. All the happiness in the world. I mentioned on Saturday's show, my son is getting married next week. We won't be broadcasting next week because I will be out of town going to my son's wedding. He's marrying a nice girl, a Caucasian lady, but she is an absolute sweetheart. She came over to Chicago last year, and she kicked it with all of us. Yeah. All of us. I even had an old Marine buddy here, and she was in the room, kicked it with all of us. Nobody changed up. Nobody was tiptoeing around nothing. We was all being ourselves, and she is absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to be very, 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 very proud and happy to call her my daughter. So what we're going to be talking about has nothing to do with any individual. If you are kicking it with someone as an individual, that is awesome. We're going to be talking more of a cultural context and background, and try to paint a little different picture here. So again, this is not a personal attack on anybody who is in a interracial relationship. If you are happy, do you. Simple as that.
I think you said it best, bro. Like it's not necessarily to come at somebody, because I believe everything is somebody say let her get a drink. I believe everybody's entitled to be whoever they want to be with. You know, that's just right. That's right. There are preferences for each person. You got simplify my brother death before dishonor. All right, but congratulations again to you. But no, I believe everybody, like I said, everybody's entitled to love who they want to, be with whoever they want to, decide to marry, have kids, and move on with their life whoever they want to. But when I believe it gets down to a point of each individual's preference. Now, people will have their opinion on what they believe another person should do. And I think I said this on the show prior to, where I said the problem with opinions is it's not that everybody has a problem with you having one. It's the fact they have a problem with yours not being theirs too. So I think that causes a lot of conflict between people, because we can't really to have that thing where we agree to disagree, or we can't get that understanding of, okay, I get it. That's cool for you. But if I think this way, if a woman says I want to date a white man or date a white person or whatever, I mean, to me, I'm like, hey, that's cool. My preference ain't that. That's just mine. It has nothing to do with yours, and I shouldn't condemn you for thinking how you think, just like you shouldn't tell me, well, you need to stop doing X, Y, and Z, because I think a lot of the times when people tend to stick to a race, either it's one way or the other. One person who's sticking with their race will look at the other person and say, you're a traitor. Then the other person who decides to date outside their race will look back at them and say, you're stupid for sticking with them because I've been done by these people for so long. So instead of having a common ground and just say, hey, man, live your life, do what you want to do, I think that gets caught up in the mix, and we have a problem with that in particular.
I want to go into and use this as a template to hold up a mirror. That's what this show is all about. We believe that the best shows that me and this brother have dug, whether it's a sitcom, whether it's a talk show, whatever, they hold a mirror up to your face and just ask you to look into that mirror. What you see back in that reflection is personal and on you.
Joe say, I have no problem with interracial dating as long as it's not for stereotypical reasons.
And that's what I want to kind of get into. And I see it more as a personal challenge because these are only questions that you can answer internally. So the Truf Brothers ain't answering this question for you. This is something for you to self-reflect on. Like I said, if it's love, it's love. You cannot stop love. But
we got a question about
this. What's that?
Yeah, we had a real quick question to Joe's comment, and Joe is able to reply when he get a chance. The question was, what are stereotypical reasons? So let
me touch on some of that.
Okay.
Sometimes, and I'm only going to speak from I'm going to speak from the black side of things because that's my experience as a black man. What I see sometimes, if it's a sick or sycophantic infatuation with another race, and it's an extension of self-hatedness as to why you trying to date white women or white men or Asian women or Asian men, if you see value in every other race other than your own, that's a problem. And that's something only an individual can answer. But again, you might be a friend to an individual. You could work with somebody, and you know these people, the people who always have a problem with blackness. If it's too black, if it's why does everything always got to be about race? But yet you're constantly chasing another race. Some people, I would say, OJ is a poster child for this syndrome.
I can hear you on that.
OJ was the poster child for this syndrome. I can only pick a couple of Hollywood types. Clarence Thomas is a poster child for this type of sickness.
Right.
Herschel Walker right now, he's showing you where his mindset is. See, I've known brothers who have married white women and they're still about their people. So while some pro-black people can have a problem with that, I don't have a problem with that. I believe that being a dynamic human being, you are capable of being more than one thing. You don't have to be put in a box. So can you love a white person and still be true to your people and still be down for your people? Sure you can. Or can you be with somebody and you're kind of with them because it kind of validates you trying to pass or thinking that you got a white pass for some reason. Right. That's only something that you can answer yourself or someone you know.
Well, yeah, like you said, bro. Again, before and there was some comments that came in, but before we get to them real quick, I just want to say, like you said, everybody has their own reasons on what they do, what they want to do, and everybody has a reason on why they feel like a person shouldn't do what they want to do. Sure. There was a lot of passionate comments that went on during Tony's show last Saturday. Comments on air, and speaking of going on air, Tony, can you put the link in there just in case anybody wants to come in and say anything? Because we definitely want to open the door for anybody to come in and say whatever they feel is on their heart or whatever on their mind about this, because this is a subject that I think doesn't get discussed as much as it should in a manner where it's not confrontational. Everybody is entitled to have their opinion, which is what we say again. I think that during Tony's show, there were a lot of comments that were made that made a lot of people feel a particular way. And
Yeah,
and
I
it
was
went
one of them. I was one of them.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna front. I left that show heated. Not mad at individuals. I was deeply hurt and disappointed at some of the broad-based comments that you make a broad-based comment. Yes, I feel a particular way, especially if I'm in that particular group.
Yeah, and that's I think that's where because I think when I had came on to Tony's show, Tony and Yvonne show, I'm sorry, to Hot Topics. When I came onto the show, I just wanted it to be, a thing where it's like, I know this is the thing is, I know what they were not saying, but I think in their case, because they have a platform, like we have a platform, like Cee Cee has a platform, Shara has a platform, because they have a platform, the people who are listening from the other end interpret certain things you say a different way. And the way I interpret it, and the only way I knew it was not meant to be a certain way is because I know Yvonne, I know Tom,
Right.
and
Right.
I know that's not what they meant. But for a person who don't know, will look at that and say, "Oh, well, this is why." And like I said, I know that they're not coming from a malicious place, a self-hated place. They're just coming from a place of wanting to have companionship.
Right.
Of course, Tony. Tony, you ain't got to ask. Yeah.
I forgot my light's not on.
Yeah.
So first, I just want to say thank you for those who did view the show, watched last week on Saturday, because like Truf Brothers, we appreciate those who take their time and they sit with us. A lot of them do know us, and they take great care in understanding who we are as people. And for the most people that have followed me and Yvonne over the years, in doing this for 12 years, those are people that do know us. They know me from childhood. So they understand that I am a big proponent when it comes to lifting up my Black people. They know this about me. And yes, to your comment, Devon, a lot of it was hurtful because they didn't understand the scope. They truly did not understand the scope. And I think we had a conversation, and the conversation was to make sure that you understood, because you were asking me, you were calling me to see if I was okay.
Right.
And I appreciate that. And Yvonne reached out to me. Kim reached out to me. I mean, there were a lot of people reaching out to me because they could see clearly that some of those comments, they were hurtful, as if I was saying that I was ready to turn my back on Black people, and I didn't know my culture, and it was hurtful. It was hurtful. So I just wanted to say that, because in a lot of ways, when we do these shows, people are not understanding who you are as an individual. They're not understanding what you represent. And when that happens, sometimes, we can shuck it off, because a lot of times we do. We understand that it's entertainment and for a lot of reasons. But on the other hand, we do have that place where deep down inside, that place can be pierced, because we're still human beings. And we still have lives, and we still have families, and we have love, and we have dislikes. We have everything everybody else has, just like we see people on TV. We don't always see them as human, but we are human, and those things do hurt. So I just wanted to say that, because I do appreciate people who watch the shows, all of them.
Yeah.
But I do want to say that in that appreciation, please make sure that you understand we are human beings. And sometimes, things can cut like a knife. And it just depends on where you are in the day. For instance, you've had a rough day, Devon. Something could be said that's going to trigger you. You just don't know. You don't know.
The thing about that, Tony, is, and this is where it is. Like, I have to even if I had a bad day or a tough day or a long day or an exhausting day, I can't expect everybody. Whenever we do this show, there is not one time where I know what anybody's going to say. So I don't know who's going to show up.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to say. And I don't know what's going to happen when we do our show, especially the way me and bro talk how we talk. So therefore, I just prepare myself a lot of times to just have the skin that I have, because also, like me and bro say all the time, we're like, to not be bogus, but we assholes to a degree. So it's no, we will gladly tell you that we're assholes. Like we are, but it's not a malicious type of asshole. We're just jerks. So it's one of them things where we will look at it and say, okay, cool. I know not to get into it with anybody on here. And that's one of the things we was telling, as we're bringing Cee Cee into the umbrella, like, yo, you can't take a lot of this stuff that people gonna say seriously into heart. Now, we said we wasn't gonna bring up somebody, but Will took something to heart and reacted irresponsibly. So therefore, that's like, for me, I know I can't take anything anybody says on the show to heart, or I can't take it too seriously to where it's like, let me tell you, you don't even know. Like, I can't do that. But I do understand that we are human, but a lot of times we have to check ourselves, because we're the ones with the platform. We're the ones who get the message out. We're the ones who are perpetuating certain things. So therefore, we have to just say, okay, let them speak. And you always got the right to stop them from talking. You got the right to make sure they can't say anything else. If you feel like it's even getting disrespectful, you got the right to say, all right, you're now banned. Yeah. So,
but you know what? It was like, it wasn't. The one thing I can say is that it gave me a lot of sense of what people actually think. Some of the things that were being said. A lot of times, shows for many years that we all have been doing this. We've seen where some shows will stay away from certain subject matter. And Saturday was the reason why, because it is uncomfortable sometimes when we talk about race, when we talk about prejudice and racism, and now we're talking about interracial relationships. It gets uncomfortable, and I'm glad that I was able to hold my composure where I wasn't getting angry. I think people were thinking that I was angry, and I wasn't angry. I was hurt. And for a lot of people who don't know me, they would see anger. And it was hurt. Otherwise, it wouldn't be that people that I do know would not be calling and would not be writing me, are you okay? Because they know what it's like to see me when I'm hurting. But I do want to say to everybody who had watched the show, I thank you again. I thank everybody for their concern and for their calls and their emails and text messages. I thank them for that. But you don't have to worry about me. I'm a big girl. I know how to handle it. We've been doing this now for almost 12 years.
Right.
And like I had mentioned to Yvonne, there was only one other time that I was actually overtaken with emotion. And that was when we did the Trayvon
Martin. Yeah, I remember that.
So people don't see that side of me, but I think this is a real topic. And I think that the people that you have watching tonight, they should really, really take heed to the things that you're saying, because they are truths. They are simply truths. And we don't put things out there to bullshit people in any way. We want to bring you the truth. So just open up and let down your guards and just listen to what these guys have to say. Because they're called Truf Brothers. So, but I want to say thank you to both of you for all that you do. And thank you for holding me down on Saturday. I really, really appreciate it. Okay. And I just wanted to say that to you guys. Okay.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Going back in the background, in the shadows.
All right. And thanks to Yvonne too, before we go any farther. Thank you to Tony and Yvonne.
Go ahead, anybody who what you ought to do is go back and look at Saturday's show for reference. and then come back and then rewatch this one, and then it'll probably enlighten a lot for you. My thing is, and like I said, I was heated. I wasn't heated at my fellow hosts and my partners in this network. It wasn't that. I was like I say, disappointed in the broad-based statements, and to me, some of the broad-based statements were telling to me. That's what was disappointing me. One of them was one of the comments that came across said that men are walking disappointments.
Yes.
That hurts.
Yeah.
That hurt. It doesn't hurt me personally. That didn't wreck my day. But when I hear a sister say that men are walking disappointments, I'm like, you're telling me that there's no man, no black man ever that has came up and picked up the slack for you, that they came up and held you down, that they came up and had your back, that they came up and did something good for you for no reason, just because you're you. That's kind of hard to take. And if that's the case, then I like to try to change situations like that.
My bad. I saw Tony thing, and I said, "Yeah, that wasn't from you, Tony. That was some."
No,
that
it
was
wasn't. I'm not calling out. Yeah, we're not calling out names. I'm just talking about stuff that flew back and forth. This isn't about zeroing in on anybody.
No. That's what I was saying. Yeah, because see, and I was hoping that when I said that, the statement that I made was that, and then I'm gonna leave you guys alone.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
The statement that I made was that I have been disappointed over time, many times, by black men. And I know exactly the comment that Ray is talking about, because when it came in,
because it wasn't for you.
I said, well, that wasn't what you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it
no, it
somebody
wasn't.
else.
It was someone else.
Right.
And
Okay.
I think part of that hurt came where people were thinking that I'm leading them down a rabbit hole to hate black men. And I had to say over and over, I love black men. I love black men. They have been the cornerstone of who I am for 61 years.
Right.
You know? So I'm gone.
All right. But go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, and when it's like, look, the Truf Brothers are hardcore. Everybody know that. Everybody know that this show can cut close to the bone. But y'all like that because we try to have a balance. But when we did the myth of the black woman and the myth of the black man, we were trying to dispel and attack these type of stereotypes so that we was hoping that comments like that don't bubble up and come out in shows like this, because we all support each other. So some of y'all watch our show, also watch Tony's show, also watch Shara Ann's show, and we all kind of support each other. And even as this family grows in viewership, we all kind of peep in and listen in on each other's stuff and support one another. So when we did that show, we did that to try to dispel and try to grow that love. And my thing is, if you're thinking that the grass is going to be greener on the other side of the fence because they're white or Asian or whatever, you're in for some disappointments. Look, I've dated white women. I have. I'm not going to sit there and lie. I have. I did when I was a child. I did when I first divorced my wife. I didn't like it. And part of the reason is because that there are certain cultural tones to me that, if I try to project something out for a number of years, yes, I could meet Becky. Becky is cool as hell. Me and Becky get along. That's cool. Becky gets it. That would even be even more wonderful. But you know what? Thanksgiving, when I come over there, and Becky's uncle is a Blue Lives Matter dude, it ain't gonna be the same conversation that if Becky bought Jeff there and Jeff supports Black Lives Matter as Jeff and me supporting Black Lives Matter as me. It's not the same. It hits different.
Yeah.
I think about, and this is just me, I think about, you know, I'm with somebody and George Floyd happens. And now I gotta go to the family picnic. I ain't gonna be that dude, and I ain't gonna be that dude that's gonna casually listen to how he deserved it. I'm not gonna be that dude. I'm not gonna be that dude that if I'm with her and Minister Farrakhan passes, the day Minister Farrakhan passes, I promise you that entire week I'm not coming to work just for to save my career, because I don't want to hear how he was anti-Semitic. I don't want to hear how he got what he deserved. I don't want to hear how he's a hater. I don't want to hear your opinion. I don't want to hear that on that. And sometimes, matter of fact, I'll tell you a story. I got a and then we're gonna read you guys' comments.
Yeah.
I had a friend, and she's white, cool as hell, awesome person. And when Michael Vick was one of the coaches for the Pro Bowl, are we getting feedback?
I didn't hear it.
Mike Vick was one of the coaches for the Pro Bowl. All the animal rights activists were upset. Michael Vick shouldn't be doing this. He shouldn't be doing nothing. He killed them dogs. And me and you were on there saying, yes, the man killed them dogs. The man has served his time. The man has tried to make a repentance. The man has been working with animal shelters to show that he's not that person no more. Why can't you give this brother some space? They see it as he hurt a dog and he should pay. We see it as a black man that is just not going to be given the benefit of the doubt anymore, and that's not how it's supposed to be. So we're seeing it from two different lenses.
And you also go real quick before you finish, go back to cultural things. Growing up on the south side of Chicago, I saw dog fights all the time. So when I heard about it, I was like, I kind of didn't get the big deal. But then once I came hip to what everybody else was talking about how that's inhumane and all these other things, I got it. But initially, hell, like I said, man, we used to watch pit bulls and Rottweilers fight each other. So that's what I mean by
George got his freedom by fighting chickens.
Right.
George got his freedom by fighting chickens. If a couple of chickens had to die for me to get out of slavery, cock-a-doodle-doo.
That's true too.
That's hard truth. It is inhumane. It is cruel, but slavery is crueler and more inhumane. And if I could if that's what it took to get my family out of that situation, oh boy, sorry.
Yeah, no, and I get that, but that you know, like I said, I feel like I can sit and have a conversation with anybody.
Yes.
Whether you're a blue, but the thing is, you can be a total opposite opinion of mine. But if you just want to talk, then we can talk. That's the difference. I'm not asking you, like, the one thing about talking is I can have an open mind, but still stick to my beliefs. That's the thing. Like, I can have an open mind and be open. Like I said, I had a conversation with somebody about the Mike Vick dog thing, because at the time I didn't get it. I'm like, it's dog fight. Right. So but when I sat and had somebody explain it, I'm gonna be honest, I was still like, yeah, I kind of don't get the severity of it, but I do understand. I don't get how hard it is, but I do get it.
Right. And at the same time, when that was going on, yeah, I could look at my dog Isis, and I wouldn't want my dog Isis to go through that. Right. So even through that, making it personal through that would help me to understand it. I get it, but also, like you said, it's a cultural thing too. So sometimes, even if you don't like it and it is wrong and it is inhumane, you got to understand sometimes that there are cultures out there that is just acceptable, and that is just a way of life for them, and you got to understand that stuff too. You got to understand that stuff too, because there's some people who love horse racing. Horse racing ain't nothing nice.
Absolutely, yeah. But man, let's try to tear through some of these comments.
Yeah, let's
We
get
got a
through some
bunch
of
of them. We
these.
appreciate everybody. So Tony, you pick a spot. We'll start tearing through these comments real quick. Yeah, appreciate everybody who's dropping their comments in too.
Yeah,
Shara
let's get
says,
some of the big ones too.
yeah, but seriously, if you have a hard preference such as race or hair color, I'm sorry, I can't see this on my small thing.
Is
it
it
love or simply
is it love
obsession?
or
If the
simply
person,
obsession?
if the person were the same in every respect that you love, but not the race you want. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. That's saying something and am not sure it's love, and I'm not sure
That's
it's love.
right. Agreed.
Ray, it's not all black men, but it's a whole lot of that haven't treated black women the right way. I myself have lived with three men before being married, and some in between. And I have a lot of female friends that have gone through black men themselves with letdowns and not having or wanting a meaningful relationship.
And on that one, I'm going to say you are drilling down to your personal experience. So in your personal experience, you said you had three men out of millions of black men. I can say that I have had sisters who have been absolutely horrible, but I can't put all of that on sisters. Again, the worst thing ever happened to me was done by a black woman. I could take that and I could wave that bloody banner and beat every sister over the head with it, and it's not right. I have been a hero and I have been a villain in relationships. I have been a stand-up guy and I have been the bad guy sometimes. It's all a part of your personal growth. So in that stage where you met them, maybe that brother was still growing and needed one to grow on, and lost out by losing you. Look, I can tell you right now, there's a listener on this show, and I'm not going to call her out. I went out with her for a while. She was absolutely fantastic, and I didn't step up and make that commitment to her, and I lost her, and that's my loss. I'm lesser person for it. I lost out on somebody good, but at the same time, I did not set out to try to be the worst brother in the world to her. So I hope that it's like this show. I did a little bit of good and a little bit of bad. I think in most relationships, that's what we all do. A little bit of good and a little bit of bad.
That's the thing too, bro, and you're absolutely right. But the thing is, Shara says most of the time can hold it in. But remember one night, she was talking about when Tony couldn't keep her composure. Well, not keep her composure, but when Tony had a point. Sometimes being an adult is frightening and exhausting. I want see that cathartic release. Yeah, I couldn't see that. One can only get from reaming into someone.
And sometimes you need sometimes you need to go in on that individual. Sometimes they need a kick in their butt, and that's cool. And go in on that individual. If I done something to you, Shara Ann, you should jump in my butt and kick my butt. But you don't put that on Devon.
Right. Here's the thing about that. And I'm gonna read her comment real quick, Tony. But I wanted to say something. I want to go back to something you had said, bro. When you said that you were done, so the worst thing that was done to you was done by a black woman. Here's the thing. When we were talking about something Kim had said about the three men that she had dated and her friends are dealing with it with black men or whatever the case may be. If we took that same logic, and I mean by we, I mean in general, and we applied the stereotype that comes with black women, and said that it's that, and I'm not speaking of nobody in particular. I'm just saying a stereotype that's going out there, that they're loud, they're angry, they're violent, they can't comprehend, they're bossy, if we took that same stereotype and applied it to a man, would women not understand why black men would say, well, I don't want to say amen, but black men, if we do not understand why black men would say, you know what? Yeah, I ain't got to deal with that, because the stereotype for white women is what? Easier to get along with, more
anything.
Good, will support their man no matter what. Now, I'm smart enough, and bro is smart enough to know that that's not all. That's not a blanket statement that can go across every woman, white or black. And there's no, on the other side, there's no
white women invented gold digging.
Right. And there's no about bitter black woman that can cover all black women. So therefore, when I hear things like what Kim said, and it's not a knock against Kim because I understand, but it's not like I'm sure, and I'm sure. Here's the thing: I'm sure Kim's husband is black, if I had to guess, but I will take a stab in the dark. Kim, you can let me know if I'm wrong. But the fact of the matter is that I don't believe in hearing. I believe in each individual. I don't want to see a color. I don't want to see anything like that. But do I find physically more attractive? I think it's nothing more physically more attractive than a black woman. Now, you want to hear something crazy. Could I possibly be more compatible with somebody of another race? It's possible. Like Bro said, his son is marrying a Caucasian woman. That woman was more compatible to him than anyone else. So therefore, I can't say who I'm more compatible with.
That's right. They hit it off and they doing their thing. Do they not? Are they not going to have their pitfalls and problems? You better believe that they will. I'm gonna be honest. Their last day of the trip, I had them in my office while I was working, and I broke down some stuff to them. And I looked at her. I say, "You love my son. I love you for loving my son." I say, "If my son ever get out of pocket, you feel free to call me, and I will have your back." And I said, because y'all are young, you're gonna be having young fights, and everybody here remember those young passionate fights when you were young. And how intense they was, because you break up the makeup and all of that. And I told her, I say, but when y'all have one of them fights and you feel like you want to call the cops, you got to understand that you could be putting his life in danger by doing that. Now, that's something all young couples do. But by you doing that, you could put his life in danger, because the realities of him being a black man is still real, even though they're in love. I say, y'all can sit there and encounter a group of people who are going to be jealous that y'all are happy, be it they black or be it they white. That's one of the pitfalls that go in with this situation.
Or they could just be pissed at the fact that y'all are interracial couple altogether. Forget the happiness. They could just say, look at that, and then you got to also take it a step further. Y'all going to have children. And that's a whole different thing in itself, because you got a lot of people that's not going to, I ain't going to say accept, but you do got people that's going to look at that and say, yeah, look at the little swirl baby. Not trying to be mean, but they will say shit like
on the real side. I remember getting jumped on in Messenger one time when the sister was marrying the Prince dude over there in England.
Meghan Markle.
When she was marrying that dude, and her father is white, and they were estranged, and the press was playing on that, and I had chimed in saying, I feel for the dude. He's kind of in a tough situation, being what it is, and I say, and she's gonna find out she's in a tough situation because she's gonna be black in that castle. And I had tons of people jump on me, beat me up, told me I was Hitler of all goddamn things, because I said the reality of the fact of the matter is she's black. No, she's biracial. She this. I'm like, she's black, and she's gonna find out when she hit that castle. 3 years later, boy, did she find out when she hit that castle, when they didn't want to give the boy a title, and when they were asking, well, how dark could he turn out to be? That's not me. That's the world being what the world is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you said, it's not you, man. You can pull a comment up, Tony.
Yes.
But you forget we've been taught POC make a mistake. I don't know what that means. Regardless of regardless of whether they serve time or were punished, they are seen as disposable.
Oh, you're talking about Mike Vick. Yeah.
Rapes, steal, lies, murders. They are sick and they need help. Jesus forgives them. They have their whole life ahead of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they have horrible men and women in every group, period. That is true, too.
There's horrible people in every group.
That's what she was saying.
Yeah.
That's what she was saying. All we did was learn the Jim Crow language, used to describe us, and now we believe it like white Jesus, and use these stereotypes as weapons to use against each other. I
Exactly.
with that too.
Exactly.
Just
I
so,
date a white woman. I'm not necessarily going to that church. I'm not necessarily going to that church, and you're not going to necessarily put a white Jesus in my face and think that I'm going to play nice with that. That's just me. I'm not built that way.
She says, I don't care what brothers have done. I won't want to date any other men but black men. I'm not even open to it. And like we said, that's her opinion, right?
I understand that too. Like I say, I believe in black love. I believe black love is beautiful and is possible.
Chris says, it's funny you say that, Devon. I had to check my 27-year-old son about something he said about a black woman or too loud. Yeah, about them being too loud. Yeah, someday we'll get off script.
We're working on it.
Nothing against Diva says nothing against white men, but I love black men, just my preference, and that's where we go. It's all about your preference. Charles says, I've been told I shouldn't exist and should kill myself. I think that goes back to her. I don't know
who the hell would tell you that. That's sick in itself. But
she, real quick, I think and just for backstory for people, I think that's because she is in an interracial marriage, and a lot of people may not be okay with that. So, people are weird, man. People are weird. People are crazy, and that's something like you were saying as far as being protective and cautious of your own son, man. Because people are going to give you stares. They're going to give you looks because why? It's not what they're trained to see as normal. And if you're not trained to see something as normal, all you're going to do is look at it and say, you know what? Yeah, I don't like. Diva and Latrice had a preference. Shara, Tony got a preference.
I got a preference.
Yeah, you got a preference. I got a preference. Hell, your preference ain't even got to be color. Some people prefer tall women, short women. But the problem is when it comes to majority of the issues with preference, it does have to do with race. And for that reason alone, even if you have a preference, Diva, if you have a preference, Latrice, if you have a preference, I don't see why. Not y'all, but I don't see why nobody would look at Sharon and say, you know what, you need to kill yourself, and you a sellout, and you this and you that.
Exactly.
Like, if
my preference is intelligence.
What if her preference was she dated what she's used to being around? What if she didn't grow up around?
There's some people like that. That's right. There's some people like that. There's some people there are some people who grew up around that and are uncomfortable with the black experience. There's some people who grew up in a rural area and uncomfortable in a city environment.
Right. You got people who look. She says I am interracial myself. So she gets what I was saying about you having a kid with someone. Your son having a kid with his wife, his soon-to-be wife. Black love is beautiful, but if you can't find it, look elsewhere.
Yeah, and I just believe I can always find black love. I'm like, my thing is, yes, when I die, I want to die in the arms of a black woman.
That's a wonderful preference to have. Charles says my preference is intelligence, humor, and wit.
Yeah,
I can't.
But as I say that doesn't mean that I can't come across a white woman an Asian woman or anything, and it could happen. It could happen.
I remember being in a very dark place mentally, and I remember saying to myself, I think I was at my parents' house. I was there with my mom. And I remember saying to myself, I was telling her the stories and all this stuff. And she was, she knows about everything or whatever I do. My mom's my heart. And I said, I'm gonna find me somebody else to date. And this was a long time ago. I was very young and very naive. And I said, I'm gonna find me someone else to date, another race. And I thought what my mom said was kind of racist, but she didn't put it to a point where she was like, don't date nobody else. She's saying your idea of black women is insulting to me. And I had to think about what she was saying for a minute, to where it's like, dude, if you're shitting on black women, you shitting on me, you shitting on your grandmama, you shitting on your auntie, you shitting on your niece, you shitting on your brother. And I had to take a second and say, you know what? You're right. I can't say that black women are bogus. I have to say the women that I chose were bogus because
Yep.
that was my choice.
Yep.
And even if I chose a woman for physical reasons, I have nobody to blame for that but me, because I knew when I heard banana cream pie come out of her mouth that maybe she wasn't smart up here, but I was the one who chose to keep cracking it in hopes that something else came out of it.
Yep.
So it's not their
if I
fault
chased
that
her
they,
because she got a big booty, if I chased her for her booty, then I get what I get.
that's
That's
what I
why,
was.
you know, we said it before. Look, there's a higher self and a lower self. As a basic male, yeah, a woman get to twerking, I'm gonna look. A woman get to twerking, I might hit it. But I'm not trying to keep it because I know you've got to have more layers than that. You've got to have more on the ball than that. It's way more to it than just your physical. It's way more to it than just your money. I don't care about your money.
Right. Right.
You
And
know,
that's the
and
thing.
you know, it's a whole lot out there that we're basing this on. And yes, have I come across some sisters who have not been worth two nickels rubbed together? Yeah. But I know that ain't all sisters. And I also know that if I was messing around with a sister that wasn't worth two nickels rubbed together, I gotta look at the trough I picked her up in.
There you go. And then you got to look at why you chose to keep her around in the hopes that you can change her to be something that she's showing you you're
Yep.
not. She's showing that she's
Yep.
not. So
Same thing with a dude.
that's
Same
what I
thing
was
with a
saying.
dude.
And a lot of times I believe that the preference to change men, because I think, and women, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of the times it's that hope of, because there is a good, I don't want to say a good man shortage. That sounds wrong, but I would just say the ratio is way off. There are more women than there are men, and I
Yes.
think that for that reason alone, women tend to, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, women tend to think that if they got something that they can say, okay, cool, I think I can tolerate enough of this to be comfortable. But then it becomes to, like, the older you get, you have to understand, like, if you meet somebody at 20, when you're 30, you're not going to think of them the same way. When you're 35, you're not going to think of them the same way. And when you're 40, you're not going to think of them
Yep.
the same way.
And
So you
sometimes
got to
you grow
say
apart.
the things that you're tolerating now, are you willing to tolerate 20 years from now if he doesn't decide to change them? That's something I would say take a look at.
Having
Sharon
a
says,
long-term relationship with somebody is hard because you guys have to evolve and grow together. And sometimes that doesn't happen.
yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't happen.
Sharon says, all the female ancestors who struggled and sacrificed to get you here, better not disrespect them. Bad juju for sure. Yeah, no, I would never do that. I've been around all different men and found I could have a relationship with other than black. And then why hit it? Well, see,
Because sometimes I just want to hit it. Sometimes that's what you asking for. Sometimes that's just what's on the menu. But just because I hit it don't mean that we finna walk down this primrose path together. Sometimes sisters go out just to get hit. So it's not like it's some type of anomaly. Sometimes you just want to get your hair pulled and get smashed.
Right, and that's what I was about to say about that, because we all know that there are women the same way that they got that dude Sweets who come through, deliver the package, and he goes about his business. Now, we're not turning this into a smut show, but let's be 100. We do know that there are women and men who, that booty calls are booty calls for a reason. It's not like they don't exist. It's not like, hey man, it's 3:00. Women have made booty calls. Men have made booty calls. So we know why people hit what they hit.
Because y'all know y'all got that girl, y'all like, why the hell are you keep messing with him? You know why.
Sharon says, but that's not what people are leaning. I mean, she mean learning. We are being spoon-fed a sense of entitlement to gratification to our impulses from day one, and not reflection and spirituality. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Just leave her where she is. Again, that's true, but again, like, look, let's put it like this. And hold off on Char's comment really quick. Let's put it like this. Let's say a man is deciding, or a woman is deciding, I'm going to work on myself so that when I present myself to my next relationship, I'm my best self. I want to be the best representation of myself that I can be when I present myself to my next relationship. Now, let's say that takes that person years because they're working on their career, they're getting their home together, they're getting their house and everything. They want to make sure they have the mental, the physical, the material things that it takes. And to be fair, those are all things that you need for healthy relationships. Don't care what nobody says. So you need those things to have healthy relationships. Let's say a person is working on getting all that. In the process, let's say he or she is choosing not to be celibate in that process. They've made a conscious decision to say, I'm not looking for anything serious because I'm working on myself. Does that mean that they cannot have a form of a entanglement, because that's the best I had at the time, with someone because they're not looking for anything serious while they're trying to pursue the better version of themselves?
All right, look. Before we go, because we got to close this out soon. I'm a regale a story. Devon here is going to be the person that's going to co-sign the story. The minute I'm saying something untrue, bro, you go ahead and stop in, hit that buzzer, and stop the damn thing. Look, at one point, my brother here was was managing this cell phone store. I used to come up there, holler at him. One time I'm up there, sister come in from the hood. She's all of 5'9". And I look at him and say, yeah, man. And I'm up there and yeah, I got the vet out. She see the vet, like, oh yeah, nah, she's gonna get it. And it's Twerk City. Hollered at her, took her out, bam, smashed. Did I throw her away right away?
No, sir.
All right, we kicked it, got to know her, and the first thing I did, we sitting back, we kicking it. I put a book in her hand. Book, schmuck. No, I want to check out these videos. I want to check out these memes. Okay, but yeah, this. Trying to get her to expand her mind. We go out, we still kicking it. It's, I got a problem with this. I got a problem with that. I need this. I need that. Am I lying?
Not lying.
Okay. So the more and more I keep trying to get her to expand her mind. Hey, okay, well, you're doing this. Why don't you try to start a business? Why don't you do this? Here, let me help you try to do this. It's always, it turned into all I want is to take, never give. And I helped her with a whole lot of stuff. Helped her get a business started. Helped her get a PPP, get a PPP loan because she started a business. Helped her with all of this stuff. Helped her network. Never know thank yous. Never know nothing. But give me more. Yes, you got fired because all you know how to do is take. But yeah, did I smash? Yeah, that's what I was in it for. But just because you smash don't mean that you aren't given an opportunity to expand and become more than what you are. Anytime you hang out with me, I'm going to try to push you to be more than what you are. And I want a sister to do that with me. I've had plenty of sisters who done that, try to push you to be more than what you are, push you out of your comfort zone and try to push the envelope. But didn't make it, didn't qualify, got fired. That's just how it is.
The way the world goes, man. And we totally understand that that's how it is. And like I said, to also add to it, to your story, yes, bro did do a lot of things, and the thing was that she was more of a person that would just say, "No, I want to do X, Y, and Z." I'd rather go ahead and serve you up. So I was like, "Hey, she was a weird, not me, bro. She rather serve bro up." There you go. Right. And it was weird. I was like, well, not weird, but it was like, so no, not a book of nothing, huh? Okay, whatever. So again, sometimes you don't necessarily get fired. Sometimes you sign yourself up for your own role. And if you sign yourself up to be I don't want to use the words we use, but if you sign yourself up to be this, then go ahead and roll with the role.
You sign up to be a swamp donkey, you're gonna be a swamp donkey.
And women have the same thing, and I'm not saying that to justify men's moves. I'm just saying women have the same thing. Sometimes y'all know that dude is dumb as bricks, but he lay pipe. That's it. You know that at 3 o'clock in the morning, there's that spot in the back of you that he can just hit that, and you're gonna call him. You gotta, you know how you know you like that? Because you gotta say, you gotta give that damn conversation before you make the call. Like, man, I know I gotta hit this. All right, fuck it. Like, maybe if I tell him X, Y, and Z, that means that he'll leave right. So y'all, come on, man. Everybody has.
Some of y'all got something that y'all smashing, and you know that every time he come by, he coming by on a goddamn bicycle. And I don't mean 10 speed.
You mean pedal. But no, man. But here's the thing, and I want to get back on topic. Look, and before I finish this up, again, shout out to Tony and Yvonne and CC, man. We appreciate y'all for allowing us to expand on y'all shows. And we really do appreciate that. But
for sure.
The interracial thing is, like I said, man, everybody has their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's funny. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and everybody's entitled to move forward, whatever makes them happy. I don't think that now preference is yours. It's not nobody else's. You can't push your preference on you. I'm sorry. You can't make nobody else's preference your preference. Whatever makes that individual person happy should not fuck with anything in your world. If that woman wanted to date a blue black avatar, that's her right. And she can do whatever she wanted to do, and nobody should say anything about it. You're entitled to have your own personal opinion about it, but you should not tell that person she's wrong for dating a damn avatar. That's what I put it as. That's what I'm gonna leave it at.
For sure. And if you're constantly pulling up gutter fish, if you're constantly pulling up catfish, and you're looking for salmon, get out of the part of the lake where the catfish are.
There you go.
If you keep dating disappointment, look at the trough that you're fishing in.
You can't. And here's another thing: if you're looking for salmon, why are you saying that all salmon are bogus when you only been kicking it with catfish?
For sure.
That's it. But all in all, man, another hour has flown by. You guys have stuck out with us again, man. We appreciate it. If we didn't read everybody's comment, we totally apologize. It was a lot of them, but y'all are showing up, showing out. We appreciate the love. We are here every Thursday, except for next week. Congratulations to bro over here and his son will be getting married. So congratulations, bro. So the Truf Brothers will not be here next week, but we will have a show that we put into the Speak Your Truth. And again, anybody who throws show comments, show ideas, and show comments in there, let us know. We definitely will take those and we'll run with them, man. And yeah, somebody threw something in there, and we're gonna ride off of that, man. So
yeah, again, and anything else, put stuff that you see in the Speak Your Truth page. Anything you see that you want to just spark some controversy or some heat about, throw it in there.
Also, this Saturday on Hot Topics Talk Radio, getting away from stereotypes. So
there we go. There we go.
That's gonna be really, really
there we
good.
Go. Leaving the jigaboos.
There you go. Watermelon and chicken. Sleep and eat. Right. This is gonna be we signing off. I'm sleeping. This is eat. So but
that watermelon.
in all seriousness, man. Thanks again. Thanks, appreciate you, Chris. Again, like I said, thanks for everybody for coming in. Jacqueline, you too. Man, Diva, appreciate you. Like they say, love that hat.
Sharon, thank you for showing up. I know it's late for you, babe.
Thank you, Yvonne. Well, not thank you, bro. And thank you for tuning in, Yvonne. Yeah, right. But
all right.
Yeah,
so thank you guys. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And as you well know, if you're not watching the Truf Brothers,
then the truth ain't in.
Live long and prosper, my people.
2 fingers.
Rakim. On my way, brother.